Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to my webinar. I am Nisi Black, founder and CEO of Life Smarts, and I am the creator of Align Your Life movement. That's Align Your Life, LYFE. I created that movement because it was so important for me to reach others, to help us align our actions with what we say we want in our life. So today we're gonna join together and talk about confidence. So welcome everybody to this webinar. 5 steps are my tips, if you will, for owning your awesomeness. See, it's all about regenerating and strengthening our confidence in ourselves, our confidence in our abilities, our skills. You know, a lot of times we're ready, but we take our time, we procrastinate, we overthink things in an effort to try to get started. We mask that low self-esteem or that self-doubt with, oh, I'm thinking about it. Oh, I'm working towards it. Oh, I am figuring it out. Oh, and I'm praying about it, right? How many times have I used that? And I understand. Prayer is an action word. Faith is an action word. You're believing and you're trusting. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to go ahead and set up the chat room. So if you have any questions, type your question in the chat box. Mark it as a question. Just don't type it in there. Mark it as a question and highlight it. That way I'll be sure to get through it or get to it throughout the course of this training. So again, welcome to the webinar. I am Nisi Black, as you see, founder and CEO of Life Smarts. We're going to go ahead and get started. What I want you to do is, in the chat box, kind of tell me where you're from, what part of the country you're joining us from, and that way I can go ahead and kind of recognize you. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me get the chat box set up real quick. All right, there we go. So, as I stated, we're going to talk about confidence today, and we're going to talk about what that really looks like. Sometimes we get distracted and we think that we're displaying confidence, or we feel like we're confident, but our actions don't really line up for that. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and why I started this movement about aligning your life with your actions and being bold about your choices and where you're headed and stepping out and making it happen. A little bit about me. I retired from corporate America about 2 years to start my own business, and it was a very successful career. I really enjoyed the work that I did, but I felt like I wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted to do more, reach more people with my message. I had been through a lot of things, and I had the persona that my life was actually amazing, that I had it all together, that I had all the answers, and everything was just great, which was far from the truth because it was just a facade. And let me tell you why it was a facade. Because even though I had the education, I had the degrees, the training, the experience, the knowledge, I still was uncomfortable actually getting out there and making a decision to do it. I allowed other people to validate who I was and get their permission, if you will, on who I wanted to be. And that was not being true to who I was. I was afraid to succeed. I was afraid to fail. I was afraid of being open and honest with myself about what I really wanted in my life. It created chaos and uncertainty in my mind and my thinking. And yeah, I said on the outside that I have faith and I believe. When it actually came down to it, where the rubber meets the road, it was a different story. So I spent some time assessing myself, and I made the distinct realization that I am really enough. Everything that I need to be successful is already in me. Everything, even the path to where I am today, even the mistakes, even the bad choices, even the, I'm going straight and then I had a detour, even those detours, they were a part of God's plan for me. So I had to realize that I have everything that I need. The only person that was stopping me from doing anything was me. It was me. I was my own worst enemy. Have you ever lived in the shadows of what you want your life to be, and you're not really stepping out there to make it happen? The self-doubt and the negative mind chatter came in, and it stopped you from doing what you know you are capable of doing, what you have prepared yourself to do. It is such an amazing relief to realize that for our own selves. So that's what this webinar is about today. So how are you doing? How are you doing in your journey to making your dreams and your purpose and your destiny a reality? How are you doing in that? So let's talk about confidence. Is your confidence level where you want it to be? Is your confidence level here and you want it to be here? You here, you got the skills, you got the know-how, but you keep thinking things over and mulling it over and procrastinating, and you're not really getting here or here or here or higher or further along into what it is that you want. We're going to talk about how to change that today. We're going to talk about how you can own just how awesome you really are, because you really are awesome. You are unique. You have a unique purpose. You have a unique message, regardless to what everybody else out there is doing. You are here for a reason. You have something to share that is going to heal somebody, that is going to change somebody's life. And it's time to stop second guessing and procrastinating and praying about it. And don't send me an email. I am a Christian. I believe in God. But it transcends your faith. What I'm talking about is your faith in you, because God can open the doors and lay out the red carpet. But if you choose not to go through that door, it's on you, right? It's on me. The carpet is laid out. The table is spread. But if you choose not to sit at that table and partake, that's on you. God is not, he's not sitting back. He's not sitting back. He has already given us everything that we need. He's waiting on us, honestly, to do something with what he's given to us and to stop making excuses about, I'm just waiting on the Lord. He waiting on you. He's been waiting because he's already given you everything that you need. So let's talk about confidence. For a long time, I did not want people to think that I was arrogant or cocky or I thought myself better than anybody else. So I hid my gifts. Well, I wouldn't say hid. I sat on them. They were still there, and I used them, but they were not as prevalent or as strong. And I was afraid to kind of get out there because I didn't want people's perception of me to be that I was cocky or arrogant. But let me tell you something. If you look up the thesaurus or the dictionary, a lot of words that describe confidence describes arrogance too. So how do you distinguish between it? How do you distinguish between what's arrogant and what's cocky? What makes sense? Let me tell you the difference between it. The difference between being arrogant and being cocky and being confident is your attitude. Your attitude makes all of the difference in the world. So I mentioned a minute ago that if you just pull up the definition or pull up the thesaurus and look at some words that are similar to those, when you think about the word arrogant, you think, okay, self-love, high esteem, that type of thing. It's amazing how close it is to self-confidence. self-reliance, self-assurance, very, very close. However, the attitude is what makes the difference. Your attitude and how you see things. Do you see yourself better than anybody else? Then your actions and what you do and what you say is going to come across as arrogant. Because if you are displaying an attitude that you are better than, then the way you speak to people, you're going to do what you can to boast yourself higher than you really are. You're going to exaggerate your credentials, your degrees, your connections. You're going to elevate yourself in an attempt to make you look better in someone else's eyes and to make them feel less than. But when you are confident, of course you have self-esteem. Of course you have regard in the highest for yourself and your person, your self-reliance. But your confidence means you can walk into a room and have a conversation with anybody and make them feel like they're the most important person in the room. Your attitude is such that you want to hear what the other party says. It's not all about you. You're not hogging the conversation. Tell me what interests you. Tell me how you feel about something. Learn somebody else's day. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody and from start to finish, it was all about them? You couldn't get a word in edgewise, even if you wanted to share something about yourself. It's that person's attitude and their arrogance that makes it different. So be confident in your skills, in your abilities, in your talents, even if you're just getting started and you're in an area that you are not familiar with. Yeah, you're going to be a little nervous about stepping on out there because you want to do a good job. But what it takes is having faith in yourself, in your abilities, and doing it anyway. Do it in spite of. That's the difference. So the first thing is understanding what confidence looks like and what arrogance looks like. Confidence looks like I am positive. I love me. I can step and walk with my head high. I believe that I can do whatever it is I put my mind to. Understand that fear will creep in sometimes, but the confidence is that you rise up above that fear and you do what you need to do in spite of it. Even with your knees knocking and your stomach turning, because that's what fear is like sometimes when it grips you. But you're confident in your skills. You're like, look, I don't have time to be afraid. I got stuff to do. I'm going to go ahead and do what I know I need to do in spite of being afraid. That's courage, stepping out on your own. So understand, fine line between arrogant and confidence, but it's all about your attitude. Focus your attitude on what is positive about yourself and about others. Have you walked into a room and you see people, let's say a networking event? I've done tons of networking events. And you walk in and you look at the crowd and you can automatically tell by the conversations that are taking place who's exercising and sharing in their conversation in confidence. And then you recognize those that are throwing out names and dropping names and talking about their degrees and talking about who they had lunch with and how many cars they got and how much money they got. It ain't all about that. You lose patience and it gets old. So you know the difference between that, right? Does that make sense? Okay. So confidence is our goal. Confidence is our key. Self-esteem, positivity, in our life, in spite of everything else that's going on. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Don't allow anybody else to validate you. Get your own validations, your experiences, your knowledge, your credentials, good and the bad. They make up who you are. But be bold and walk in your confidence. First thing. So the second thing has to do with what you believe. What do you believe about you? What do you believe about your life's journey up to this point. How do you feel about yourself in your thinking and in your heart? I'm pausing because I want you to think about that. Think about that. What have you held on to from your history, from your past, from choices you made that limited what you believe you can achieve, what you believe you can accomplish? Tell me about that. Think about that. Are you holding on to some old negativity? Maybe somebody in your past told you that you weren't going to be anything, that you could not accomplish anything, that you weren't old enough, you were too young, you were too black, you were too white, you were too educated. Can you believe that? You were not educated enough, that you came from the wrong side of the tracks, that you had a child out of wedlock, that you got pregnant at 14, 15, 16, that your mother wasn't anything, your daddy wasn't anything, and you're not going to be anything. Are you holding on to what somebody told you about you and is stopping you from believing in yourself? If that is the case, there is not a single thing that you can do about what somebody else thinks about you. What is most important in you moving forward, in achieving what you desire, is what you believe about you, what you think about yourself. So if you are constantly rehashing those old thoughts and ideas, let it go. Sounds easy enough, right? It can be hard because your mind has been programmed to repeat the negative part. It is so easy to believe the bad things that people say about us. Well, that's time to let that go. Believe the positive in your life. Believe what you can achieve. You do that by loving yourself. You do that by looking in the mirror every morning and saying how beautiful you are. Eliminate those limiting beliefs, that doubt, that fear, that procrastination. Delete that by changing your way of thinking. Instead of saying, I would do that, but, say, I will do that and. Would and but are negative poison type words. Will and can are positive, I can do words. So change the way you speak, change the way you think. Remember, I told you you were unique, right? You have special gifts and talents that nobody else has, even if they look like you, even if you are a twin, even if they have the same message as you. Nobody can do it like you can. Nobody can say it like you can. Nobody can live it and connect with people the way that you do. Take pride in that. Understand that your gifts are for the people that you come in contact with. Strengthen them. And it may be fearful at first to jump on out there, but you can, in spite of the fear. Don't let fear or limiting beliefs or anybody's negativity stop you from doing what you want with your life, with your career, with your family, with your future. Say, I can and I will. I will. And create yourself a plan of action. You remember SMART goals? SMART goals, creating goals for yourself that are smart, that are specific. What is it specifically that you want to do? Okay. Can you measure it? Can you look at it and go, yes, I can see how I achieved that from step A to B to C to D. Is it measurable? Right? Specific? Is it measurable? Is it attainable? Is it within reach? It is unrealistic to say, I want to do something that's going to take me time to get there. I might not be a millionaire overnight unless I go play the lottery. So make sure that your goal and that what you're planning is attainable with regard to where you are as far as your skills, your talents, and ability. If that goal that you want is going to require you to go get a degree, make that part of your goal. And part of getting that goal is attaining a degree. So is that goal attainable? Specific, measurable, attainable, achievable? Is it realistic? Is it relevant? Is it relevant for where you want to go in your life? We spend a lot of time wanting things that don't align with our purpose. And that's why we end up frustrated sometimes, and we start rehashing these negative things and these limiting beliefs about ourselves, because we're trying to do things that we should not be trying to do. We're trying to attain goals that are not aligning with our purpose and our destiny. And we keep hitting roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. But until we sit down and look at where our life has been, where we want our life to go, what we truly want and are passionate, what are we passionate about in our lives? And are the actions that we're taking in line with that passion and those dreams and those goals? Set a timeline on your goal. When do you want to achieve it by? 30 days, 60 days, a year, 5 years, what? Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant timeline. That will help you eliminate a lot of these things that you believe about yourself that are negative, because you can see your progress and you can watch your progress and build your confidence in the progress that you are making. That's how important that is, eliminating those limiting beliefs about yourself, right? Okay, so the third thing, how do you love you? How do you love you? I know we're mothers, we're fathers, we're workers, we're active in the church, we're doing so many things, and we are so many things to so many people. But when do you take the time to love on you? Because there are 24 hours in a day. We're trying to get everything done. We're beating up ourselves because we hadn't achieved everything that we wanted to achieve in our life. So stop. Take a breath. Show yourself some grace. It does not have to be perfect. Your life is not going to be perfect. You will have chaos. You will have trials. You will have difficulties. But understand that it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to make a bad choice. But you're learning as the progress, right? As you go, as you grow, you're still learning. So cut yourself some slack. Give yourself a break. Show yourself some love. Love on you a little bit. It doesn't have to be about going shopping, although I love to shop. I love to shop, and I do treat myself that way. Go to the spa. If you enjoy a nice massage or facial, whatever that is, go to the spa. Take a walk around the park and give yourself an opportunity to breathe. To breathe. Look at yourself in the mirror. Okay? Without any makeup, without any false eyelashes, no lipstick, no nothing, just bare. Look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself that you are beautiful. Look at the shape of your eyes, the fullness of your lips. Look at your smile. Love your smile. What do you love about yourself? Don't compare yourself to what you looked like 20 years ago. There will be none of that. Look at who you are today and love right where you are. Love the person you are right now, whether it's your flaws, whether it's, stretch marks, cellulite, or those things is waving. That's part of you, baby. All of it is you. And nobody's going to love you and respect you the way you deserve until you love and respect all of you, the way that you are. Physically, mentally, validate your own self. Be proud of this body that you're in because it's what you got. If you see an area you want to improve on, by all means, improve on it. Go to the gym, work it out, get a body wrap, do whatever. As long as it makes you feel good in your skin. Love on you. Take some time to clear your mind of negative thoughts. Take your time to clear your life of negative people. Take the time to get rid of dead weight that's holding you back. Your thoughts, your ideas, all of that is holding you back about who you were meant to be. Get rid of those. Go through your Facebook page if you have to and start deleting people that do not add value to your life. Add value to you because you are valuable. Validate your own self. It took me a long time to get there. It did because I spent so much time seeking people's approval. People's approval. And I did not understand how totally awesome I really was because I was giving away my pride in myself. You know, looking at people saying, did I do a good job? You know, is this okay? Is this all right? Do I look okay? Are you happy with me? What can I do to make you happy with me? And all of those type of things. Realizing that I was giving everything of who I was to everybody else. But I gave nothing to myself. I gave nothing to me. And it left me frustrated. It left me angry, a little bit resentful. You know, a little bit resentful because I didn't understand. How come people are sowing into me and giving to me because I wasn't giving into myself? We treat people, you know, let me say that this way. We teach people how to treat us by the way that we treat ourselves. And if we are lacking in confidence and self-reliance and being assured and positive and loving who we are, then not very many people are going to treat us with respect. Does that make sense? Treat us in love. There are people that prey on folk like I used to be. Like I used to be. I had failed relationship after failed relationship because I depended on the guy to validate who I was as a woman. I gave him total authority. Shape me, make me however it is you wanted me. And ended up bitter and unhappy. And that bitterness and unhappiness came out in resentful and broken relationships. But it wasn't until I understood who I was and saw myself for who I was and began to change what I didn't like and celebrated everything I did like. I can look at myself in the mirror and look at this wide nose that my mother gave me that I used to didn't like and go, hey, you got a sexy nose. Or the fullness of my lips, or this forehead of mine that shines. It's me though. It makes me who I am. Even my little quirkiness. A lot of people think they know you and they really don't. They only know who you pretend to be. And I pretended to be somebody else, but no more. I shredded that shroud of insecurity, of fear, of pretense, of facades. And I am who I am. I encourage you to do the same. So love on you. That's the third thing. Love on you. Cut yourself some slack. Have a little grace. Understand that it's not going to be perfect all the time. And be okay. Be okay with it. Be okay and comfortable with saying no sometimes in order for you to have the time to love on yourself. Okay? So the fourth thing. The fourth thing, after you loved on you, we're going to start looking at our tribe, looking at the people we have in our circle. Because sometimes the people that we have in our circle are dead weight. It's true. They don't add value to your life. They're always taking of your gifts, of your strength, of your everything. They're not pouring into you. And sometimes you can outgrow people. You can. That might have been where you were then, but you moved on and grown from that place. And sometimes, as hard as it seems, or how hard it feels, you have to let some people go. Otherwise, you can never fully be who you are designed to be. So look at the people that are pouring into your life. I understand that people hurt. They're not really hating on you. They just don't know how to get there themselves. And they see the change that has taken place in your life. And you're positive and you're upbeat and you're sharing and you're loving and you're growing in confidence. Whether it's your business, your career, you're expanding your reach and you're growing. And some people can't handle that. If they're not willing to progress their lives and pour into you, and it's not about coming to your event or, sitting on the phone and being all things. It's not about that. It's about, let me give you an example. So you're starting your business and you're excited, right? Sometimes you're so excited you want to tell the world about it and you want to share all the details and all the plans and where you see your life headed and how God has blessed you and opened doors for you. And you're so excited, right? And you have this person in your life that rains on your parade by telling you, what are you doing that for? You can't do that. Who do you think you are? Or that's just so far out of reach. Why? And you don't have this and you don't have that. And before you know it, you're beginning to doubt yourself, thinking, well, they know me better than anybody. So maybe I can't. No. That's the type of debt weight I'm talking about. You have to distance yourself from that type of negative thinking, that type of negative spirit, that type of thought and perception of what you can achieve. How dare they tell you you can't? How dare they say, put your dreams on hold because they're not comfortable with your growth? No, ma'am. No, sir. It's not happening. That is the type of thing that I mean when I say you have to distance yourself because you've outgrown some people and some places and some things in your life that no longer serve your purpose or your destiny. And only you can decide what that is. I can't tell you. You have to decide that for yourself. You have to decide your confidence level. You have to decide what it is that you're going to do to love on you. You're going to have to decide what those limiting beliefs are and get rid of them. It's work, but you can do it. So understand that you want to surround yourself with people that are pouring into you positivity. You can do it. That will help you think clearly and challenge your thinking. It's not all about getting around yes people. I don't want yes people in my life. Yes women, yes men. Don't tell me yes when you know that is not the right thing that I should be doing because you've been there and you know. Don't tell me yes. I want people in my corner that are not worried about hurting my little old feelings. I want people in my corner that will make me upset and challenge my thinking and push me to be the best that I can be. That's what it's about. That is the kind of tribe and support system you want to have. Right? Right? Yeah, that's right. And if you are looking for people that are going to pat you on the little tushy and tell you everything is okay, even though you're making a mess of things, that's not going to help you grow. It's not going to help you excel and be everything that you said you wanted to be, right? So check your tribe. Look at who you've got in your corner. And if you got dead weight, be strong enough, woman enough, man enough to let it go. You want to bring some people in your life that you can trust to challenge you and to help you grow. Yes, you're going to have to go through some bad apples, unfortunately, until you find those people. But recognize they are stronger where you are weaker, right? It's their gift. They can help you get through things, whether it's a mentor, a coach. Yes, invest in that. Invest in it. And make sure that you do your research when you're talking about investing in hiring a coach or getting a mentor, that they are aware or have a vision similar to what you're looking for. If I want a life coach to help me with my life, I'm not going to go to somebody that's just focused on businesses, right? So make sure that the resources you're using, the people that you're using, understand the direction that you're going, right? And they can help you get there. But be willing to do the work. Be willing to do the work. So that brings us to the last thing. Faith. Faith. Faith in not just God. Faith in yourself. Faith in your abilities, in your skills, right? Everything that you have accomplished. You put in the work. Okay? Faith is an action word. Faith is an action word. I know the scripture that says faith without works is dead. And I know people use it and throw it out there as so much of a cliche, but it's true. Faith without works is dead. You've got to do something. It's good to pray and believe in the power of prayer. I do believe in the power of prayer. But if I'm not willing to get my happy little butt up and do the work that I need to do, what am I praying for? At the beginning of this training, I told you, you already have what you need. God has already opened the door. He's waiting on you to act on the skills and the gifts and the talents that he has given you. So stop procrastinating. Stop overthinking it, right? And realize that if I have not, starting now, if I have not put in the work that I need to do to get my degree, to start my business, to whatever it is, you know, I want to be a speaker. I want to speak more. Have you picked up the phone to call some companies or some conferences that you want to speak at? Have you done that? Right? I want to get a master's degree. Okay, well, if you haven't gotten your bachelor's degree, how are you going to do that? Research, put forth the action, enroll in some classes, right? So faith requires action. Be in action. Think in action to move forward, right? Does that make sense? Yes. Got it. Okay. Faith without works is dead. Being alone. Works, action. Okay? So let me just do a recap real quick. And let me check the chat. See if there are any questions in here. Do we have any questions? Yeah, there we go. Okay, over here. Got it. No questions so far. So I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. But I do want to do a recap. Owning your awesomeness is about stepping out into your confidence. Looking at the skills, looking at your talents, looking at how they line up with the action that you are doing. Being confident that you know how to do this, that you've got this, that you have been studying for it, that you have been practicing for it, that you have been researching for it. that you know how. And even if you are just moving into an area where you're not as strong, where you're still learning, it's all new to you, be confident that you have the ability to learn, right? That you have the ability to learn and grow. That is important. Have faith in your abilities. That's what confidence is. Hold your head up high, not arrogant and cocky, and standing firm, standing strong in what you're capable of doing, achieving, and being. Okay? That's the difference. Recognize what your limiting beliefs are, because they're different for everybody. Do a little bit of assessing of yourself, your mindset, your thinking. Be real with you. Recognize who you are. Is what you're doing relevant to what you want in your life? What do you want? How do you want to get there? Eliminate any belief or doubt or hesitation or procrastination that would stop you. Eliminating those limiting beliefs about yourself. One of the ways I think that you can do that, no, I don't think, I know, is by creating positive affirmations. Affirmations they are things that you, or words that you say to agree with yourself. You know, like touch and agree. I agree with myself that I am this. Or I agree with myself that I want, I do. Positive affirmations are things that you tell yourself that are strong, that are powerful. So I like to do affirmation statements because they are powerful. One of the things in my history that kept me so stuck was I did not believe that I was enough, that I had what it takes to be successful, that I could do whatever I wanted to do, whatever I put my mind to it. And sometimes those thoughts happened even after the degree, right? Even with everybody telling me how awesome and amazing I am, I didn't believe it within myself. And that's what my problem was. So positive affirmations I created, one of the first ones was, I am enough. And I created that and stick it on my sticky notes and all over my mirrors and everywhere, so that whenever that little self-doubt and belief, old thoughts and negative thinking came up, I could look at that and remind myself that I am enough. Even in situations that were new for me, that I was still learning and growing, I am enough. I have everything that I need to be successful already in me. I am enough. My work is enough. My contributions are enough. What I do is enough. What I say is enough. I am enough. So when you create your positive affirmation, whether you use I am or not, anything you put behind I am is going to be powerful. You want it to say, I am strong. I am productive. I am successful. Even if it's about money for you, I am a millionaire. You may not be one today. So that's one of the keys to creating an affirmation, is make it present tense. Even if my goal and my dream is to be a millionaire in the future, I'm not one now. I'm going to grab it from the future and bring it into the present. I am a millionaire. Money comes to me easily. You know, you might use that as an affirmation if you've had a hard time budgeting or found yourself in financial situations where you didn't have enough to pay your bills or to meet whatever your basic day-to-day needs were. Money comes to me easily in my business or whatever have you. Make sure that your affirmations are about you, that they are personal, right? I am me. Comes to me. I am successful. I am talented. That type of thing. Make sure you write them down. Write your affirmations down on sticky notes. On sticky notes. Get some sticky notes and write them down and just stick them on your mirror, in your dashboard, in your cubicle at work, in your car. Make it the first thing that you see. These positive affirmations will take you so far, so far. Because what it does is it begins to train your mind and gets it into you that you are enough, that you are beautiful, that you are loved, that you are here for a reason, that you have a contribution to society. That's what positive affirmations do for you. Make sure they're in writing. Keep them relatively short. 3 to 5 words is pretty good. You know? Say it to yourself all the time, constantly, constantly, so that you're constantly getting that positive vibe into your spirit, into your thinking, and that helps to change those limiting beliefs about yourself. So here's kind of an example. When I said that I didn't think that I was enough, I didn't think that I was worthy. So I am worthy. I am enough. It's changing those negatives from I am unworthy to I am worthy. Changing mindset, right? Can be tricky. Just a simple little thing. Creating a positive affirmation for yourself can change those limiting beliefs. So understanding your confidence, walking and stepping in your confidence, eliminating those limiting beliefs, getting past it, start affirming yourself and who you are. Be bold and courageous. Don't let fear stop you. Do it in spite of fear. Do it in spite of fear. Okay? Right. Okay. Confidence, eliminating those limiting beliefs. Love on yourself. Cut yourself some slack. Show yourself some grace. It's not a lot about perfection all the time. See, I stumble over my words. I'm not trying to be perfect. It is so hard to maintain that persona of perfection. It is exhausting and it will kill you. Stress will kill you. Let it go. Focus on grace. Showing yourself some grace, showing others some grace. We're all human. Let go of those unrealistic expectations of yourself and of others, and you'll find you'll go farther. Okay? Confidence, eliminating limiting beliefs, love on yourself, check your tribe, check your support group. Surround yourself with people that will challenge you to grow, that will push you to do more, to be better, to do greater, that are not worried about hurting your feelings because they know it's in your best interest, right? Surround yourself with those type of people in your tribe. The last thing is your faith. Your faith in action. Your faith, your confidence in action. Don't just pray about it and then sit down. Pray about it and then do about it. Be about it. Got it? Okay. What I want you to do at this point, I challenge you to do those 5 things, to sit down and look at your life. Look at any beliefs that have stopped you from achieving everything that you can. Okay? Change those to positive. How can you convert that negative to a positive? I want you to do a positive affirmation for yourself, right? I want you to do 3 of those. I want you to write down 3 ways you can love on you and accept you for who you are. 3 ways, 3 things, okay? I want you to identify 3 people in your support group that are supportive, that pushes you to grow, that will not let you sit back on your gifts, that challenges you and challenges your thinking in a good way, in a productive way. 3 people, 3 affirmations, 3 ways you can love on yourself. Okay? 3 people in your tribe that's got your back and keep you pushing. And 3 things that you have prayed and believed yourself for and believed God for that you will put into action. Okay? 3 things in each of those areas. Connect with me on my Facebook group, Align Your Life, Life with an I, and follow this conversation. Stay up to date on events, future trainings, free trainings, my book release. Yes, I'm working on that. And shoot me an email. Let me know what you thought about this training. What would you like to see? How would you like to interact with me? What do you see beneficial? And how can I help you grow and move past any limiting beliefs? I help you move forward and get clear about your life and what you want for it, and help you create a plan of action that's going to get you there. Visit my website, www.nisiblack.com. And when you do, I have a free gift opportunity for you there. My 4 steps to achieving anything you want. So check me out. Thank you so much for joining this training, and I look forward to connecting with you on the other side.